Hello, Walking Dead fanboys and fangirls. I'm here to give my prediction and speculation for The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 4, titled Slabtown. Now, for more Walking Dead videos, please feel free to subscribe right here for more Walking Dead related content. This episode will have flashbacks of when Daryl and Carol was looking for Bill. Also, I think this episode could possibly have some of the current events that's going on with Rick's group. Because remember, in the previous episode, when Michonne goes into the woods, it's nighttime. She sees Daryl coming out of the woods, and Michonne asks him, "Where's Carol?" And then Daryl tells the person in the back of him to come out. Now, a lot of people have been speculating and asking, who is that person? The character name is Noah. That's the character name, and Noah is played by Tyler James Williams. Now, let's get started with my predictions and speculations. First, I think they will be showing Carol and Daryl following the black car with the medicine symbol on it. Because remember, in episode 2, we saw Carol getting ready to leave. It was daytime when she was getting ready to leave, but Daryl ends up catching her trying to leave. But she tried to leave at nighttime, and Daryl catches her again. In the process of him catching her, he ends up seeing another black car with a medicine sign on it. So Daryl leads on to what Beth is at. So he hurry up and gets in the car and drives off and follow the car. My predicted speculations are, I believe once they follow in that car, something happens with that car. Either the car breaks down, because remember, when Carol was trying to leave in the car wouldn't start up, so she used a battery charger to recharge the battery up. Now, who's to say that car don't break down on them while they following that black car with the medicine sign on it? Or Daryl and Carol could be following the car, and they might end up getting into some type of altercation with the other person that's driving, so they might end up bumping each other, or that car might end up bumping Daryl and Carol's car, and they might end up wrecking the car. Something along them lines will happen, or Daryl and Carol might end up running into a tree, or like I said, the car might end up breaking down. Because in the Comic-Con trailer for The Walking Dead Season 4, we see a white van across the bridge, and also on that image we see the back. We see Atlanta. Now Atlanta looked destroyed, and it looked terrible from the last time we saw it in Season 1. We see big buildings of it. We see the big buildings in Atlanta, and everything is destroyed. Now on that bridge in the Comic-Con trailer scene, we see a white van. Now I believe that Carol and Daryl is in that van driving it, or one of them are in that van driving it. Because like I say, I believe the first car that they had, they end up wrecking it, or it might end up dying on them. So now they have to get in the van to follow the car. Now, once they get into that van, I believe on that bridge, because on that bridge, we see a van tipping over, getting ready to fall off the bridge. I believe that they have some encounter with some zombies, and maybe those zombies on that bridge cause a distraction. So therefore, they're not able to successfully get across the bridge, or they might end up hitting some zombies. Something's going to happen where you see them in that van, you see that van tipping off that bridge. And from the looks of it, it looks like the van is about to get ready to fall over the bridge, but also fall on top of some railroad tracks. Now, let's talk about this hospital that Beth is in, because we saw in the Comic-Con trailer, and also we saw in The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 4 promo, Beth ends up waking up in a hospital room. Now, before people start saying that she's in the same hospital as Rick was when Rick was in the hospital in Season 1, that's not correct. Because they're not even, well, she wasn't even in the same room as Rick. Because if you look at the doorknobs are totally different. Beth has a different doorknob in her room than from what Rick had in his room. But I can't confirm this. The hospitals are close because they both in Atlanta. The hospitals are close. I can confirm that. But they are not the same hospitals. But back to what I was saying about Beth. When she wakes up, she see a doctor and a female officer coming up. Now, you can tell by Beth's face expression, that is her first time laying eyes on them. She have never seen them. And I'm telling you, you can tell by her face expression. So the night that Beth had got kidnapped outside of that funeral home, that tells you that whoever put Beth in that car, they end up beating her with a nightstick or something and putting her to sleep, or they probably drugged her up because Beth didn't have a broken arm. When we see that promo of Beth waking up, that's her just waking up after they had kidnapped her that night in season 4. And her arm wasn't broken. I believe, or I predict, once Beth had got into that car, she started freaking out real bad. So I believe the female officer or that male officer had ended up beating her with the nightstick possibly to calm her down. But in the process of them doing this, their intentions was to put her to sleep or knock her out unconscious so she can stop freaking out in the car from them kidnapping her. And they also left a scar on the side of her face when they did it, and they broke her arm. Now, when the doctor and the female come in the room, like I said, you can tell Beth just really seeing them. She don't really know who they are because the night she got kidnapped, it was nighttime. So I don't think she got a good glimpse of who was driving the car. Now, is this doctor and this police officer playing some type of roles that they are not, meaning that the police officer is really not a police officer? She's just playing that role, and this doctor is really not a doctor. He's just playing that role. Or maybe they could be real doctors and real police officers. But I do think I do predict in that hospital, these people are running experiments. I honestly believe that. And I think it's possible these people is looking for some type of cure or some type of vaccine or something for human beings. Because how I think this, because when a female police officer was talking to Beth, she tells her every sacrifice we make needs to be for the greater good. In here, you're not the greater good. You're a part of the system. Now, I predict and I speculate, is she calling Beth a thief? Because remember, when Beth and Daryl had went to that empty funeral home, that house, you know there was a lot of food there that was never touched, but it was also dead bodies in that house. There was dead zombies. It was zombies' bodies. But when Beth had looked at the bodies, it's revealed that somebody had took makeup. It had put it over the zombie's face to make it look like the person that they used to be. And remember, I remember Beth asking Daryl about the food. Is it all right to touch this food? And Daryl, he didn't kill, so they were just eating the food. Is it because of that? Is this female police officer calling Beth the thief? Because remember, when they took Beth too, in the process, she had on a black backpack. In that black backpack, it had cash. Now remember, in season 4, Daryl had stole some money from a tennis club. But when Daryl goes outside that night when Beth get kidnapped, you notice the black backpack is on the ground. So they probably took it off her back when they kidnapped her and put her in the car. So maybe they're calling her part of the system, the criminal system, because this female officer probably think that justice still exists in terms of the police. So maybe she calling her a thief. So maybe that's why she's saying she's not part of the greater good. So therefore, you can't sacrifice yourself for the greater good. Also, in what I predict, I think the girl that we saw with her arm getting amputated, this girl is crazy now. She gets bitten. Now the problem is, did this girl get bitten on purpose? Because this is a hospital and it's supposed to be secure, right? Did they have this girl get bit on purpose, or did this girl just get bit on her own? So they decided to amputate her arm. I think that she probably got bit on purpose, so they hurried up to amputate her arm to probably try to get some type of vaccine or some type of cure for her arm. No, not even that. Or trying to test her arm or something, trying to get some DNA from her arm to try to see how the zombie or see how the virus worked. So I think she probably got bit on purpose. And this girl was willing. I think this girl she's crazy, because before she got her arm amputated, she was laughing. So in her mind, she thinks that she is sacrificing herself for the greater good. But in that process, in the Comic-Con trailer, we see her turn into a zombie and attack the police officer and kill him. That's how Beth gets to get the gun, because she takes the gun from a male police officer. Now, when Beth is trying to escape the hospital, we see her with some sheets around her waist. It's revealed that the elevator is broken, so the elevator is not coming up to the second floor now. She's trying to get to the bottom floor, the first floor, but she has some sheets wrapped around her. Who is pulling Beth? Because she don't have nothing to support her weight trying to get to the second floor with them bed sheets wrapped around her waist. Who is pulling her? I think it's Noah pulling her, but we don't see him doing it, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, so I think once that happened, she ends up using the police officer gun, killing a couple of zombies at the bottom floor, and then that's when she makes her escape out of the hospital, and I think that's when she see Daryl and Carol outside. Now, also, in season 1, when Rick goes outside, you will notice that there was some military soldiers living outside of the hospital, because you see a helicopter and you see you see a tent, look like an army tent, because it have like that green color, camouflage color. You see an army tent outside of season 1. Now, in a Comic-Con trailer, outside of the hospital where Beth is at, you can tell that the hospitals are close to each other in Atlanta, or downtown Atlanta, because in the hospital that Beth is at, it has another green tent, just like the green tent in The Walking Dead season 1 that we saw outside of the hospital with Rick. It has another green tent in the back of the hospital where Beth is at. So it's revealed that soldiers was camping out in that hospital, because we see another green tent. But also in the process, we see the same car they had used to kidnap Beth in, because we see the black car parked in the back of the hospital with the same medicine symbol on the back. So this right here was my predictions and speculations. Hope you guys enjoyed it. God bless. Remember to subscribe, thumbs up the video, and please share the video, because it kind of helps me out and stuff, and also it helps me to provide this video to other people so other people can see it. So have a blessed day, and peace.